Hello, welcome back to the channel. So today was meant to be episode 6 of the winter speed series, but a bit of a cold snap's kind of come across the UK. I don't know about the rest of the world, but yeah, cold snap in the north of the UK at the minute. So speed work is a bit treacherous. I got out for a nice easy run on Friday, and that was a bit debatable. And today there's frost and ice kind of everywhere. So speed work's out of the question, so it's going to be a nice steezy paced mileage run today, just to finish the week off. So I probably won't be able to vlog another workout now, so in terms of this winter speed series, yeah, I'll probably get 1 or 2 more workouts in before I retest, but I won't be able to film those with the dark night setting in. I only have the opportunity to film on a Tuesday afternoon and a Sunday, realistically, so I'll probably do the workouts on like an evening. So the next time I do a winter speed series vlog, it'll be the retest, 1 mile, 5k, 10k and course fitness test. What I'm going to do today is get this steezy pace run done, and then I'm going to get home and I'll do my bonus shoe purchase vlog. So I've got my timeline correct. My running shoe purchases vlog has just dropped a couple of days earlier, so this one will drop a couple of days after, where I basically purchased my 3 running shoes for 2024, and then I had a bit of a budget, an extra budget. I sold some gym equipment and I wanted to go and get potentially a marathon shoe, another super shoe, etc., or maybe a couple more shoes to supplement my rotation. So Black Friday came and it was too good of a deal to pass up. So I'll get this run finished, I'll get back home and I will cover what I've bought with my bonus budget. Did I go and get another super shoe for the marathon? Did I go and get a couple more shoes? What did I get? Let's get home. Next time you see me, I'll be covering that. Okay, so it's a couple of hours later now. I did my run this morning and now I'm back home. So yeah, we're going to quickly pivot. I was going to do a workout episode 6 vlog, and instead today I'm going to just cover the shoes I purchased with the additional budget. I mentioned it in the vlog just a couple of days ago, the running shoe restock vlog. So that's one where I basically purchased my running shoes for 2024. In that vlog I covered, obviously I picked up a speedwork shoe, a daily trainer and a long run shoe in order to cover my pacing of my 10Ks and half marathons, and also to train and potentially run the marathon towards the end of the year at Chester in October. But then I also covered quicker that I had a bit of an extra budget this year. I sold some equipment I wasn't using as part of my home gym and got about 130, 140 quid of extra budget, and I wanted to basically just try and utilise that again as part of my running. So I was debating 2 options. One, to go and get a super shoe like an Adios Pro or an Endorphin Pro or something around that kind of level of super shoe. Get that for my marathon, it'll become my best shoe I've got, my super shoe. I can run the marathon in it, do a bit of training with it. Or do I go and get a couple more shoes for the rotation? I'm going to try and do more mileage than ever before in 2024. So would more shoes be more beneficial? However, it just never really sat right with me that obviously I'm kind of budget friendly anyway. I don't like splashing out loads of money anyway, so it didn't really fit right that I was going to just go and get this 140, 150 pound shoe, barely use it, and then use it just for the marathon, and then with no real plans for 2025 and onwards. Obviously I was still going to be running, but I didn't have any goal races as of yet, so it didn't feel right to go and splash that kind of money on one super shoe with no real plan of how to use it. It just felt like a bit of a waste and a bit of a waste of money. So I was basically just going to sit on the money for a couple of months and decide more in the kind of springtime as to when I knew what I was doing with the 3 shoes I already had. Arguably I could just run the marathon in the Mizuno. I could potentially run it in the Takumi Sen a couple of years ago, 5 or 6 or more years ago. That would have been seen as a perfectly good marathon shoe, not now with the Max Stack, etc. So I was kind of twisted and torn up, but I decided eventually to go and get 2 shoes. See, a Black Friday happened. I was just having a bit of a browse and basically stumbled across 2 shoes which came perfectly in budget. I got them both for 135 combined, which is exactly pretty much the amount of budget I had for my remaining for my extra budget. One I'll go through now, and one I'll be using for the marathon, and the other one is a beneficial shoe for the rotation. So I'll cover both now dead quick without going into too much more detail. So the first one, it's a £130 shoe. It was reduced down to 65, and then on Black Friday it was reduced further down to 58.50. And it's something I just couldn't turn down. It was a shoe I was thinking about buying, so it was basically a recovery day shoe, easy day shoe. I was going to potentially use the Mizuno Wave Skyrise 3 for that, but again, that's going to be used for the bulk of my longer runs, marathon runs. I didn't want to also be using it for the easy day recovery days, where I'm trying to do more of that now going forward. I wanted a separate shoe for that to eat up the miles of that, so I could come offset the mileage on one shoe for the other. So what I decided to grab was the Brooks Ghost 14. Again, another new brand. I was looking at Brooks. It's a solid, dependable, reliable brand. I've never ran in it previously. And the Ghost 14, doing a bit of research, it's nice, decent stack height, nice, comfortable, not responsive particularly. Can do a bit of everything, but predominantly best for the comfort and the cruising easy miles, which is what I'm basically going to be using it for. Quite a big drop, 12 millimeter drop. So a drop I've never run in that high a drop before, but I've done really well in the past with the 8-9 millimeter drops in the Reebok Float Ride series. I do think I prefer a higher drop, so I think that would strip me down to the ground in terms of my easy recovery days. That'll be the fourth shoe in the rotation. So now I've got a speed shoe, daily trainer, long run shoe, and now an easy recovery day shoe is my 4 solid rotation, and that should hopefully help me hit my goals of 2,500, 3,000 kilometers next year. So once I saw that, and I was thinking about that for a couple of weeks, which is why I kind of went away from the super shoe, under £50 super shoe kind of window, because I really saw that shoe and I thought that's a really good offer. Like, I'm basically getting a more than half price shoe. It's a £130 shoe. I'm getting it for like 50, 58 quid, less than 60 quid. So again, I picked up a really good deal, and I think it's bang for buck. There's no point me spending loads of money. There's also no point me going what I did last year and going really cheap, and it's actually not actually value for money. So that left about 70, 75 quid for another shoe, and I did really want to go and get a decent quality shoe. I knew come October, even if I wanted to run the marathon in one of these 4 shoes I've already mentioned, they were within the rotation by that point in the year in October time, after all the training, all the runs, all the 10Ks and half marathon pacing and all my training block for the marathon itself over the summer. None of those 4 shoes were going to be in a particularly good position in terms of giving me the best possible opportunity to maximise that training I've done and actually perform on the race day itself. Like I said, the only other marathon I did was 2022. I did in the Hulk Rink on it. By that point, when I did the marathon, I think he'd probably done about 400 maybe kilometres. So it wasn't anywhere near its peak. And again, I was rolling till about 27, 28k. And then my legs were just shot, and I had to just kind of roll as quick as I could over the last 10, 12k. And massively struggled, and again, that's probably partly down to the training, partly down to my fitness, partly down to my shoe on the day. So obviously next year I can try and hopefully improve my fitness, improve my training. I feel like I'm in a better position now than I was 2 years ago to run a marathon by the time the marathon comes around. My fitness hopefully should be better as well. My training should obviously increase this year and give me even better position. So the last thing was the shoe. I thought if I go and get in a substandard shoe and I don't quite do well on the day, that would be one thing that nags me. So I went out and looked at other super shoes, and like I said, seriously was looking at the Adios Pro and the Endorphin Pro. But again, the lowest they came down to were probably like 130s, 140s, most of them are 150s, 160s. And that was just kind of outside my budget. Even the whole budget, it would have been the stretch in that. So, but basically stumbled across this shoe, again, massively reduced. It's a £170 shoe, was reduced down to 85, and then was further reduced on Black Friday down to 76, which fitted perfectly into my budget of 135 to get both of these shoes. So what I decided to purchase was the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite version 1. So yeah, version 2's out now. I think that's like 220 quid if you get it new. Some of them have been reduced down to about 170 at the minute, but that was never really in the thinking. But the version 1, again, because it's now the older version, was the one that popped up, and like I said, for 76 quid I think I got this for, and it's a £170 shoe. For me, that was a bargain. Carbon plated, nice decent stack, nitro foam. So again, all the research I did indicated it'll be the best shoe I've ever owned. It'll give me the best possible chance in terms of my budget, in terms of performing well on the marathon day. That will be held back a little bit. I'll use it a tiny bit, probably a little bit at the start of the year, just to get my bearings and maybe give it an initial review opinion. And then again, it'll be used sparingly throughout the marathon block, just interspersed on a couple of runs, just to get my eye in and make sure there's no issues. And then it'll basically be held back for marathon race day itself. And that's it. I'll wrap it up there. Obviously, we're rolling towards the end of the year now. These are going to be held back until I finish this winter speed series using these older shoes I've used all this year, my budget shoes. And then rolling into the new year, into January, I'll get out and do initial runs in all 5. Give you my initial opinions, all the stats and data behind the shoes, the drops, the price, the stack heights, how I found them, again, and reiterate what I'm going to be using them for, and how I think they're going to be working this year. And then again, I'll do as normal. I'll do my 100 mile, 250 mile, and 500 mile reviews. I might even do like a 50k when I've got a bit more of an opinion after the initial run. But yeah, I'll drop my reviews as normal. But yeah, really excited now. So there's no more barriers to some extent. I've got all the shoes I need. I've got a speed shoe for my hard training. I've got a daily training, which will be the workhorse. I've got my long run shoe, which is with the marathon on the horizon, and some half marathon pacings will be a great addition to that. I've now got a recovery easy day shoe, which will give me the opportunity to go out and dial it back, and I should do more of that, to be fair, when I'm up in the mileage. And now I've got a perfect kind of optimal race day shoe for my marathon, gives me the best possible chance to maximise all the training I'm going to be doing. But yeah, I thought I'd do a quick drop there and pivoted to this. Obviously, I couldn't get my workout done today. It was a bit icy. So yes, that's it for shoes this year. I won't be buying any more. 2024 is all set now. I've got all the shoes I need, all the shoes I want. So we're looking forward to it now. I said look out in the new year for our 2024 look ahead. And then obviously I'll give you a bit more detail as I get into the new year in terms of what my 2024 is going to look like in terms of my training. Actually, I'm going to look at more of a holistic training approach. My marathon's my one goal race, but obviously I've got these pacing races which aren't goal races, but I'm going to work my training in and around them. I'll have focus throughout the 12 months in terms of what I want to be doing, how fast I'm going, how slow I'm going, how far I'm going. But I'll give a bit more detail in the new year, and also look out over the next couple of weeks. My winter speed series, I've probably got 1 more week left of hard training, and then I'm going to start doing the retest. So look out for those 1 mile, 5k, 10k, and the course fitness test. I'm going to retest all those 4 things again, see if I've made any improvement over the last 6 or 7 weeks, and then that'll wrap up the year. And then obviously I'll then drop into all the 2024 stuff, so training and shoes, etc. So yeah, look out for all that. Hopefully all your running's going well. Happy running, and I'll see you all on the next one.